Well, I'm joined now by Danny Rayment, who is the racing manager at Crayford, to talk about their team for Saturday night's track championship at Hove. Thanks for joining us, Danny. 10-1, the price says, for Crayford to win the track championship. And I think that's probably quite fair. You feel like you're up against it a bit, don't you?
Yeah, I think we do struggle a little bit for strength in depth, particularly in the middle distances. I think a lot of our racing is concentrated on the graded side of things at Crayford, 6 meetings a week, busy schedule. And most of our trainers really sort of get into that quite strongly. And we've probably got less trainers than the other tracks that sort of go out and about and sort of look to buy a real decent class of dog to sort of try and win good opens elsewhere. But we're reasonably strong in the sprint department. I'm quite happy with our three there, and we've got some decent stayers. Obviously, a certain Blue Tick George is one of note. So we'll go down there on Saturday night, have a good evening, and hopefully pick up some decent points.
Is Blue Tick George your best chance of a winner, would you say? And can you see any others getting that win for you?
Blue Tick George would definitely be our number one in the team after what he's done at Sunderland recently. Desperately unlucky not to win the final of the Grand Prix up there, but the semi-final run was sensational, beating a very old track record, and he'd be our number one for sure. Sprint-wise, obviously Ballymac Miko is among the best in the country as well. Ran really well on Saturday here, swung off wide at the second bend, so Jim's decided to put a wide tag on him, which may prove to be a very sensible move, and hopefully he can bang out the boxes and he'd be one of our stronger chances. And probably in the other sprint, I like Antonella. She's really, really coming forward at a rate of knots, Dave Lee's bitch, and she actually broke the sectional clock at Crayford about a month ago with a 3.36 sectional, which is sort of unheard of. So if she can get that sort of start again, she'd be hard to beat.
Crayford's obviously a very different sort of track to Hove, and I noticed that a few of your dogs went for trials there. What did you make overall of the trial session, or indeed a couple of them have had races?
Yeah, most of our trialers went yesterday morning, stroke early afternoon, and had a few that trialled well. Corin Alfie went well for Jim Reynolds last Thursday, I think. Dower Dove went quite well for Tommy Batcher. Droopy's Coffee is another one for Jim Daly. All seemed to do decent times, handle the track well. So they'd be ones that I'd be hopeful of running decent races on Saturday night. On the flip side, there was a couple that didn't go so well, and maybe a couple that were looking to be in the team that have left out because of the times that they did. But
that said, it's a great night's racing we've got to look forward to. Is it something that your trainers have generally kind of bought into?
Yeah. I mean, we've probably got about 6 or 7 trainers that are going on Saturday night. There's a few others I could have took with like one dog, but it's difficult to sort of ask them to come down to Hove with one dog, especially if they've got sort of half a dozen dogs running at Crayford on the same night as well. But yeah, no, I mean, there's a couple of absolute cracking races, particularly with the race 7 with Surprising, Sporting to Katina, Droopy's Edition. That race looks an absolute perler of a race, and Dower Dove, who trialled well, but he looks to be really up against it there. And the sprint race, obviously, with Ballymac Miko in is red hot.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to the racing very much. Thank you for joining us, and best of luck with your team at Crayford.
Thanks, Julie.